Russell Westbrook deserves to finish career in a Thunder uniform. Russell Westbrook leads the Oklahoma City Thunder, FK the Seattle Supersonics, in all-time statistics such as points, 18,859, triple-doubles, 138, and made free throws, 4,685, and is a close second to Gary Payton in total assists, 6,897. That's quite the accomplishment when you consider the legends and Hall of Famers who've represented the franchise since 1967. Russell Westbrook to Oklahoma City Thunder? Westbrook, who turns 37 in November, finds himself without an NBA roster spot entering the 2025-26 season. It would be a crying shame if one of the best players of his era and a former MVP isn't able to end his storied career on his own terms. The Thunder, the reigning NBA champions, owe it to Westbrook to give him a roster spot, even if it means an ancillary role off the bench. The Mark Daigneault-led franchise has little to lose from the transaction, as it already has an 8-man rotation with a championship pedigree. Granted that Westbrook, who thrives with the ball in his hands, isn't the typical plug-and-play piece, but he can still be a valuable bench contributor, even if only for a few minutes each night. Carmelo Anthony opposes the move. Last season, for example, Westbrook averaged 13.3 points, 6.1 assists, and 4.9 rebounds off the bench for a Denver Nuggets team that won 50 games. On many nights, he came to the rescue of a Nuggets team dealing with injuries, especially to starting point guard Jamal Murray. Surely, Westbrook still has enough in the tank to help the Thunder in their quest to repeat as champions. However, Carmelo Anthony thinks the move won't benefit either party. Speaking on his 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast, the Hall of Famer cautioned Westbrook against turning into a footnote in the Thunder's quest for greatness. No, he can't help them, Anthony said of Westbrook and the Thunder. They the champs. You cannot bring Russell Westbrook back to OKC and don't play him. He cannot go from the greatest player in your franchise history to maybe playing or maybe not playing. It doesn't work. You diminish that man's legacy by that. Let's protect the legacies of these players, not somebody who's been in the league 5 years, 6 years, who went no. This is somebody who's put in the pain, pressure, #1 jersey sales, MVP of the league. Russell Westbrook deserves a proper send-off. With all due respect to Anthony, Westbrook's legacy would not take a hit as a benchwarmer for the Thunder. Case in point, Kevin Garnett averaged just 14.6 minutes per game in his final season for the Minnesota Timberwolves, but he got to bow out on his own terms, with a franchise that drafted him as a teenager. Similarly, Scottie Pippen returned to the Chicago Bulls to conclude his career in 2003 to 2004, averaging just 17.9 minutes off the bench. No different from Garnett and Pippen, Westbrook has already solidified his legacy as one of the top 75 players in NBA history. A final, uneventful stop in Oklahoma City may not enrich his legacy, but it'll give fans a chance to bid him a well-deserved goodbye.